Hey everyone, coming to you from Seabeck, Washington, and looking at another mod for the tractor. A while ago I installed one of these little simple toolboxes and decided that I think I need to install another box, maybe on the other side, to hold my chains. Or maybe install on the tower for the FEL. So those are the two spots I'm looking at. And I also am considering a little bit different type of solution to installing these parts. Similar to what I did with my lights, where I used a bonded fastener solution. So here's where I'm thinking about installing, either right here on the lower section of the ROPS, or maybe here on the side of the tower. Actually, here's another bonded solution that I used to install these golf cart side view mirrors. I used some click bond fasteners. So that's the thought, and so let's go from here. So I was out at Costco today and I found this ammo box, and in fact two ammo boxes, one inside the other, and I figured that one of these, hopefully the smaller one, would hold my chains. And sure enough, you can see I've already started masking off this smaller one because it actually fits my chain perfectly. So it's 20 feet of chain. Fits nicely, and I can close this up like so, and I'm going to mount that right on the tractor. How's that? Now, of course, to go on that BX25D, I need to make sure that this has got the Kubota orange paint, and so that's really the first step. I'm going to paint this and use some bonded fasteners again to install these. So someday I'll have a professional paint booth, not, but here's the ammo box, split in half here, got the lid off and masked the top, which has a rubber seal on there. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this with the Kubota orange. I decided also to keep the inside of the ammo box the army green color, and it's probably that baked enamel finish is probably a lot better than anything that I can do here in my shop. So I'm masking that off, and then I'm going to hang this up and we're going to spray it. Okay, I solvent wipe these things using acetone, and I'm going to spray this, and I'm going to stop talking and put my mask on. But this is in my makeshift little paint booth here, and let's give these things a spray. And I probably won't do too much camera on here because I don't want to get the paint all over the camera. So here we go. Well, I got 2 coats on and realized I probably should have put a gray primer on that. That darker green finish that was on there already is causing a little more that I thought I'd have to do is cover in orange, and hopefully I don't run out of paint just in this one can, which was already used for some small touch-up already. So we'll let that dry and hit it again or twice and see what we got. Okay, while we're letting the paint dry, I thought I'd show you how part of the fastening system that I'm going to use here. And this is, and I've used it before, and I have to admit I'm associated with the company, but what I'm using are clip-on fasteners. And what these things are is a adhesive bonded stud, and I'll go more into the detail of the installation when we get there, but this is what I've come up with the installation. We're taking a stud here, which is just a simple 1/4-20 threaded stud. This is all stainless steel, has its own installation fixture on the back side, and I'm going to need to space this off, and you'll see why in a little while. And I found some old spacers laying around in my garage for some other project that I didn't use the parts for. So this is going to space the box off of the tractor enough so the lid and will latch without interfering, and then I'm just going to use a simple nylock with probably putting a washer on the inside. Drill a couple of holes into the side of the box. But even though I say no holes, it's no holes in the tractor, but there will be 4 holes in the ammo box. So that's what we got so far. One thing I will mention is use some good masks. This is a 3M, I don't know what it is, but a good high quality mask to filter the air. Something I should have done when I was younger for a lot of years, and if I would have, I'd probably be making better videos now. Well, okay, after looking it over again, I've decided I'm going not to mount it to the ropes, but I am going to mount it to the FEL towers there, and doing a little bit of solvent wipe and cleaning off some of this grease before I do a better wipe. You can see I've actually removed a little paint, and that means it's getting clean. Now that the location's picked, I've made a simple hard template, and we'll just take a pen and mark the locations, and that should give us the center points for the 4 studs we're going to mount. With the centers determined, I'm going to lay this template on here. And this is going to mark where I'm going to do a sad thing, and that's remove paint. On the side here on the tower. But it's got to be done, because in this case I want to make sure that I'm bonding down to bare metal, which is going to give us the best. Oh, let's move that. the best strength. That's 2. These don't have to be exact here because I'm just trying to determine the outline of where I'm going to remove the paint. I've taken as much, or actually as little as I have to, need to, off here, hoping that the paint itself will cover the bond line, or the bond line will cover the bare metal. Alright, there's where the 4 studs are going to be bonded. Now the real sad part, actually removing the paint and trying staying in these lines here. So let's give it a try. Well, getting there, and trying to be extra careful here that I don't go over that line. This is pretty aggressive sandpaper, about 24 grit. I probably could go something a little bit less gritty. There's one. Now I don't have to get it perfect, but this is going to be a whole lot stronger than bonding to the paint. So let me get on to the next 3 and get back to you. Alright, the 4 landing zones for the bonded studs are now finished grinding down to bare metal, down to bright metal, which is where you want to be. And then we're going to put some acetone on this. Give it a quick wipe. Get any of the paint chips off of here. There's a lot of them. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just getting that bright metal and bonding to this before it has a chance to oxidize. There we go. That is ready. Alright, wish me luck here. I've taken the double back tape off. I put some glob of adhesive in the middle of these things. I've got a template which is going to true position these things, and I'm going to try and locate them on centers of those circles. Let's see how we do here. Not so good. That one fell out. So okay, that guy, and that one's stuck good, so we got to take that off. That's not working so good. Let's put him down like so. Like so.
Let's see how we're doing. We are close. Okay. Yeah. Sure those are pressed down. They're clamping and holding it in place. We're going to give that about an hour to dry. Okay, so now this match template, which double check again, yep, still good. That is going to be my drilling template for the box itself. Okay, what I'm finding is a 2x4 is working perfectly as a little backer. And then rather than do it on the drill press, I got lazy and I'm just using my hand drill. And one more. Like that. Finished. We'll clean that up, show you what we got. A little fit check before the adhesive dries, just in case I'm a little off. These things are barely protruding through the fixture, but at least enough that I can get an idea that that's going to fit. I can open up the holes a little bit if I have to, but that is going to be the mounting of the box. I think it's going to work out great. See, that adhesive is setting up pretty good right now. Do a little bit of a thumb check. It's still soft, but it's only been a couple minutes, so I'm going to give this thing a good half an hour. And we'll be back. Well, here's my plan for the hardware. I was originally going to go with 1¼ studs and a nylon spacer, and I decided I wanted this thing to be a little bit beefier. So I changed up to the 2-inch studs, and instead of nylon spacers, I went out and I found some steel spacers, and in fact these things are chrome. So this might be the only chrome on the whole BX, but I liked it because you got a good bearing surface there and I can really crank down on it, and they'll kind of be hidden behind the box anyways. And then I'm using stainless washers and some nylock nuts, simple, that will be on the inside of the box. So a few more minutes here before I can get to taking off those fixtures. Ideally an hour wait on this type of adhesive. It's an acrylic adhesive. Probably actually could take it off in a half an hour's time, 30 minutes, and be fine too, and I just might not be able to wait that long. So give it a few more minutes here. Actually a few seconds, your time. Okay, I couldn't wait. So I'm going to tear these things off. Shoot, it hasn't even been a half an hour. It's about a 70-degree day, and I know I'm a little early. But there you go. They're on there good. Let's throw some spacers on it. And sorry about that little intermission there, but let's throw the spacers on there. See if how we're looking here. I'll probably paint these studs, the bases, mask off the threads. Stick these things on here so you can get these on here. It's gonna be a tight fit, but I drilled 3/8 holes. Come on, baby. It's going to take a little more persuasion. Let me go get a little hammer here. Or maybe I should just open up those holes and start fighting with myself. Alright, let's mount this box again with the holes a little bit more opened up. Perfect. Put some washers on. And the sun is going down on this beautiful Labor Day weekend, even though it actually is kind of cool and we've had some rain, but that's the northwest. Throw some nylock nuts on here, and I think this spacing, I actually might be able to get away with a 3/4 inch spacer instead of a 1 inch, but I want to make sure that I cleared the tower pin and my mirror, which is also installed with clip bond. So let's just tighten these things up. And I can cinch up pretty hard on these spacers. No worries there. My thread, I might be just a little bit short on my threads. Might not even be quite reaching the lock. But I think this is going to be plenty tight. Okay. And the moment of truth. Let's put the cover on and make sure that this thing closes. Oh, am I hitting something? I am. I'm hitting that spacer with the lid right here. So I'm actually going to have to do a little notch here. Shoot. But that's going to work out great. I think it's going to work just fine with a little notching. So be right back after I probably use the Dremel, huh? Well, the notch I talked about actually turned out to be 2 notches. When I got it closed a little bit more, I started hitting the other bushings. So you can see I've got 2 notches here. I still need to do a little bit of touch up, but this is what it looks like now. It closes. So that's great news. So let's throw the chain from my normal storage area. It usually gets stuck underneath the pedals. Oh, before I do that, let me show you what I also did here. Looking down in there. 4 holes for drainage. I figured even though the box is sealed, there's going to be times where those chains are wet, and I can just drop them in there and not worry about it. I've wanted a place to store these chains for so long, and I think I've got a great solution here. Tell me, guys, what you think. Just like so. Good and sturdy, not going anywhere. I can sit on it, no problem. There you go. Give you an idea what that looks like, the size, where it's mounted on the tractor. I can still get to the Zerk. It's on the FPL that's kind of behind it there, so that shouldn't be a problem. And that's it.